right, ladies and gentlemen, the series continues. Joining us next on stage, we have Santhosh Shanmugam from Shanmugam Associates.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's been great, wonderful to be here, and it's an honor to present among such diverse architects, nationally and internationally. And also thanks to FOAID for curating this, great design conclave and nice, inspiring sessions. I think we'll definitely go back more enriched. Thank you for that. And to start with, I'll just brief a little bit about our firm, and I'll just move forward to the project. So it's a second-generation firm, and we, three of us are classmates, which we kind of did all our gigs together and joined back in around 80s. And then, the firm started in the 80s. Three of us, did some our gigs different places, and we came back in 2010. And from then on, we have been with the firm and doing projects across India. So we generally do a lot of healthcare, institutions, housing, and hospitality. And today being the topic of where to stop the line, we recently did a wellness resort at Rajkot. So we thought it'll be a nice project to share this. It was the site to start with. We went in, saw the brief, and it was a farmland. It was completely green. Usually, in architecture, landscape sometimes comes as a secondary after the building is done. But here, and it takes a second step. But here, we wanted to do the opposite because landscape was everywhere, and buildings. We have to ensure that sincerely we are trying to juxtapose our buildings within the landscape, without, disturbing the ecology there. And as you could see in the diagram, so that's the farm and how the lines could be drawn. And then whatever we are kind of disturbing the ground cover, how can we bring it back in the upper levels because we're kind of disturbing there. In terms of drawing the line, we also thought in this particular project that we shouldn't even be drawing a line because sometimes also architecture tends to be too dominant, too imposing, and here we wanted to be the opposite. We wanted nature, garden to take over, and our buildings to be just a mere shelter, just to give space for you to enjoy and celebrate that nature there that's available, and also to capture the soul of the farm that was there when we visited first. We wanted everyone coming there to experience that. And the logo of the farm was PAUSE. The owner, Mr. Mohit Patel, he kind of came up with the idea. The philosophy that we had, during discussions was PAUSE is something where you stop, listen, halt, and kind of listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your soul. We stopped reacting to seasons. We stopped listening to our mind, and we're always keeping running busy things. And we thought, why don't you just stop, regenerate yourself, replenish, nourish your body, and sometimes just to sit back and ask your inner self, and also to go back how we are. In time, sometimes we tend to lose that. So that was the idea here. And we thought, in terms of architecture, how can we do that to bring that calmness, stillness to a space, which kind of can create spaces of self-inflection, question ourselves, and also enjoy nature in the process. The other thing we were also very conscious was to celebrate what is existing at the site and not doing much that what we wanted to do, and kind of work within what was existing than again imposing not what we wanted to do. Yeah, so that's the site. It's around 20 acres. So the first thing is we started going to the site and mapping all the trees. We worked with Earthscapes from Ahmedabad to just check on how the trees are, what the girth is, what are the healthy trees, whether to retain them. Most of them were native species, so we are trying our best to work with that. And the canopy, how we can, and then we started to build a simple module and how this could be tweaked, manipulated without disturbing the existing trees, how we could place them around it. Structurally, architecturally, different ideas. So that's roughly the site, and these were the existing trees. It sits along the highway, so we had some plantations done to also, kind of avoid the noise coming in. And the front portion also does produce all the vegetation, the food that's needed for the property. we thought we'll grow our own food. And the first building there is the lobby, hospitality building. I think majorly it's the lobby that sets the tone what you want to do. And we thought it will be nice, a welcoming gesture when people come in, they just walk in above the facility. And it's also wellness where people are here for a longer time. They're 3, 5, or 7 days. So they kind of have a look at the facility and how it is. And these are the other amenities that are kind of spread across the building. It's little, washed out, but there are a lot, it's all placed within the trees. The central amenities are there, and this is where around 20 rooms were kind of fitted in. And the treatment rooms were at the far end, where you get that complete calmness, detached from all the other noise. And these are phase 2 cottages, if it could be fixed, needed. So I'll just start. This is the first one. This was the reception, where I showed the roof can kind of take you once you go in. This is during construction. And wherever the trees are, we try to work with them, and work accordingly. And that's how you actually enter the campus. And this is how it is currently now. And this is where we wanted everyone to know that this is what you're going to get into. And even all the artwork that you see here were done by local women artisans, from Kutch. And all the materials that we tried to use were also Indian marble, Jaisalmer, and Kota. And most of the other plants that you see are also native plants that we try to retain there. And the simple thing that I mentioned earlier was to have a simple roof. And the walls can be as transparent as possible to celebrate garden and nature on all sides. And the roof kind of extends back into the garden with trying to blend seamlessly, not creating or imposing its presence there. So that's how it is, the yoga center. And you have all the trees that's existing, and we have platforms around it where people could perform yoga there. It is also kind of designed senior friendly with ramps, and people could access everywhere easily. We try to make sure that there are no lights on the ceiling, and everything is slightly diffused so that whenever you're doing any exercises, it doesn't hurt your eye, like here. And we developed a small mandala pattern there from, again, local women artisans. You can't see, but so the idea is to have some local idea that could be, because the building we wanted, to be true ceiling and natural concrete, all materials in their natural form. So we thought some kind of artisan work there and local reference would be nice, and we started doing some experiments. And so this started to be, seen in all the roofs in many places, in the uniforms, in the menu card. It starts to give another layer of reference to the local space there. And this was a very nice tree which we saw, which was at the center. So we thought we could work on some amenities around that. And that's the restaurant that we could place right next to it. And even most of the furniture also, we tried to make it as comfortable, as tropical for indoors and outdoors. And it was custom designed by us. The roof also has all these circular skylights become as natural daylights. And in the evening, lights are embedded, so it works as for artificial light within there. The ceiling is clean. And with these columns also for larger spans, we try to work with dual columns. It kind of symbolizes pause in another way as well. So these are how the landscape is embedded into a smaller, it has a small performing space there in terms of evening music. This is the swimming pool. The pool, we thought it'll be nice if it is granite. It gives you a sensory feel when you walk into it. We wanted to have an idea of a temple tank when you get there. And wellness is like ancient Ayurveda, where you have all these rooted ideas. So we wanted to explore that wherever possible. And Rajkot can get really hot, so we wanted to have a roof that kind of cools the water whenever needed. And most of the space is how it looks at the night, sound of water. So these little subtle things which we wanted to add without imposing them, but you also feel them as you walk around the campus. This is a library. We had a great banyan tree. We thought, where else can you have a banyan tree, rather than under a library. Yeah. So there were 2 cottages, so we thought even cottages could be very simple, and they just 2 forms, a living room and a bedroom. They have a small plunge pool in between, which is done for their hydrotherapy and water therapy sessions. Even the rooms, we tried our best to not have any direct light, so you're always in a calm mode. And every room again opens out. There is a small, by the garden, where we had another bed if you want to have a stargazing and sleep in the night. That's also doable. So this is again the 20 rooms. So wherever we had more landscape, we thought the rooms should not be left out. What if we can design something where every room opens to a garden, either at the lower level or the upper level? And these are water bodies that is kind of staggered and placed across the property along the wind direction. So again, with Rajkot, we thought it'll kind of dehumidify and also make the ambient temperature slightly better. Based on raga, we also started working on interiors. How can we have morning raga, afternoon raga, evening raga, and the color cues kind of pick from that, and then to work on that, the same brief that we had initially. And again, all these embroiders were done by women artisans from the local neighborhood, which we wanted to employ and work with them. Yeah, these were the furniture when designed and tested at site. That's the room. Again, here for a 20 room, we wanted the lobby. Why can't a lobby be in a garden space? Why does it always have to be air conditioned in an enclosed space? So there are seaters embedded into this lobby where people could sit around. The upper surface bridge is like a circular loop and has a view of the mountains up there. That's right. So this is the treatment rooms that is at the periphery of the site. Again, these little artwork also that depicts of how life could be, what life is. Swing is a great place to just sit and kind of give you that self-inflection of your childhood thoughts or what you can really want to do in the next phase of your life. And all the treatment rooms also we wanted to celebrate nature and not to be dark enough. So most of the therapy sessions, we encourage them to even have outdoors. These are the additive spaces like toilets. We wanted that also to have the same essence or the same intention that we had for throughout the projects. Smaller, within the cottages or outside, everywhere has a sense of garden to it, nature wherever possible to take it. And these are all the recycled materials, like, that's from the site waste that we try to put it into maximum use. This is the entire team, without which it is not possible. Though I am here, I think that's many people. It's a lot of teamwork that finally made it possible. So a lot of credit to them. And there's a small 2-minute video with which I'll end. Yeah, thank you. This is our attempt of trying to make architecture as belonging to a site that could be possible. Yeah. Thank you.